What up, guys? I hope you guys are doing well. For those who are new to the channel, I go by the name Azil. I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and audio engineer. So on today's tutorial, I'm gonna be breaking down how I mix this song. It's actually a verse for this other client of mine who goes by the name Kulem. So he actually gave me the permission to show you guys the working process, the vocal chain that I used. So I'm just gonna be breaking down each and every plugin that I used and why I used it. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. So first of all, I'm gonna play the song so that you guys can hear what we're working with, and then after that we're gonna bypass all the plugins and we'll be playing with and without, so that you guys can hear the difference and how the plugins are actually working. So let's get into it.
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. Balegile kaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, ngahlanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I met a couple queens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean. After going embarrassed to look for a deal, choose but refused. Dang the tola need you. Came back home broke, prodigal son of course. Feel like Michael Jackson, I'm dancing with my demons. Always make a comeback, just like my own blisters. But I put a smile there, Joker be my leader. Nobody can understand, but any damn widget. Call me whatever you can, it doesn't move me now, bro. I be called a street kid and lose, I feel like sorrow. I know I'ma die rich, I don't care how I'm died off. Stuck in the abyss like Dex, I know it is my fault.
Okay, so you guys can hear how the verse sounds. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. So right here I have all my plugins, so let me just go ahead and bypass these. Then we'll bring them back. Let me also do that for the reverb also. Let me just also bypass these. Okay, so the first thing I did was to remove like the background noises using the NS1 from Waves. So this is the plugin. I just put it on 11 dBs. I don't want to do too much because the vocals were already clean. When they were sent to me, the vocals were already clean, so I just remove what I felt like needed to be removed. So yeah, this is the first plugin. I play with and without. So
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balegile kaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, ngahlanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I met a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean.
you guys can tell the difference. So that's how it sounds with the NS1. And then the next plugin, it's actually called Era. It's an audio cleanup assistant. So what we did on this plugin, we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 plugins. It's more like virtual mix rec. First of all, we have the plosive remover. Let me also bypass these. We have the plosive remover. So let me play with and without.
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balegile kaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, ngahlanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets.
You guys can hear the difference. And then the next one is the reverb remover. So I usually use this one to remove like the room reverb, even though I'm gonna use like the EQ and all, but I first use this one to just get rid of all the room reverb, especially when you're recording in an untreated room or untreated studio. So I usually use this reverb, the reverb remover. So here how it sounds with and without. So start with.
I was 16, sleeping on the street. For real. Balegile Kaya, and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan Lo Eric.
You guys can hear the difference. So let's move on to the next one, which is the mouth declicker, which is getting rid of those click 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 sounds that you usually make with your mouth, especially when recording. Like for example, if I say, you see, when trying to say the pronouncing certain words, you usually make those clicking sound. So here is with and without.
I was 16, sleeping on the street. For real. Balegile Kaya, and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan Lo Eric. Hustle in the streets, but.
So let me actually do this so that you guys can hear what we are removing. You hear that?
I made a couple greens.
So that's what we're getting rid of. We don't want that on our vocals. So the next thing is a deesser. So I usually use two deessers. The first one before the EQ, and then the last one on the chain when there is everything, the compression, the EQs and all. So let's play.
I was 16, sleeping on the.
You guys can hear what we're actually getting rid of.
Hustle in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean after going and bought to look for a deal.
Okay, let's move to the next one. So now we have our EQ, the Pro Q4. So with this EQ, what I'm actually doing is getting rid of the low end, the unwanted frequencies, the bass, the boxiness of the vocal. You know, that's all I'm doing right here. So I just didn't do much. So let me play with and without. Let me just make it a little bit small. Yeah, let me see right there. Okay.
I was 16, sleeping on the street. For real. Balegile Kaya, and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan Lo Eric. Hustle in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens.
Okay, so you can hear the difference. And the next one on this chain is a compressor. I use the Arrow compressor. I really love this compressor. So we didn't do much. Also, we have the threshold on -22, then the ratio at 2.19, and then the gain it's +7. Then we have the first attack at 3 dB, the release is at 7 dB, so it's not that much. So let me play with and without.
I was 16, sleeping on the street. For real. Balegile Kaya, and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan Lo Eric. Hustle in the streets.
So you guys can hear how the compressor is working. Then next one, it's my favorite EQ. So this is the VEQ4. It comes with waves. So what I did here was to just boost the high frequencies at +4, and then I had to also get rid of the low end, some of the low end with +49. So you can see here it's on EQ. We just didn't do much on this one. It's only there's 2 knobs right here. So this is how it sounds with and without.
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balegile kaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean. After going and bought to look for a deal. Chill spot refused.
You guys can hear how it works, so I just thought of just removing this one. Yeah, so the next one we have a compressor, another compressor, which is the CLA2A. I also love this one. So the reason why I use two compressors is because I don't want one compressor carrying the heavy load and all, so I'd rather use the first one for like compression and not gain or anything, and then this one, the CLA2A, I usually use it for, it's more like a limiter, just to bring up the gain on the vocals and just do the peak reduction and all. So this is how it sounds with and without.
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balegile kaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal.
That's how it sounds. And then after this one, we have the soothe. So with soothe, we're just getting rid of the extra unwanted frequencies. We just didn't do much. So we have the sharpness at 3.7, then we have the selectivity at 4 dB, then the depth at 0.6, and then I just increased the quality at ×2, and then the depth is on soft, not hard. So let me show you, let me play with and without so that you guys can hear what we're actually getting rid of. Let's see, let me play.
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balegile kaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal.
So that's what we're getting rid of. That's what the soothe is actually doing. So moving to the next plugin, we have the Vocal Rider. I really love the Vocal Rider. You guys will actually hear the difference once I activate this plugin right here. So we have the Vocal Rider here. The only thing I did with the Vocal Rider was to go on the presets, then I put it on Fast Rider, and then I just played with the knobs, just reducing and all. So this is how it sounds like with and without.
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balegile kaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, Lashangan lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean. After going and bought to look for a deal.
You can hear how it balances everything, even like the louder parts become it just levels like the louder parts with the lower parts together, and everything is just level. It sounds the same, you know. So that's how I use this Vocal Rider for. And then the next one, actually the last on the list on my bass channel, I have the de-esser, the FabFilter de-esser. I just got rid of the range is at 648 dB, and then the threshold at 3121 dB, minus 3121 dB. So let me play you with and without.
I was 16. And easy. After like a week, Lashangan lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal.
so you guys can hear the difference now. The vocals are now sounding clean. So before I bring back the beat and everything, let me just do it, play with the beat.
I was 16, yo, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balekile Kaya and that she wasn't easy. After like a week, yeah, Gashanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple queens, yo, started smoking weed.
You guys can hear how well balanced it is. It sounds very well balanced. You guys can hear how it sounds now. Everything is just balanced. It sounds clean. The vocals are clean. There are no harsh frequencies or anything. So let me just quickly show you what I did with the backing vocals. I just didn't do much because I put the backing vocals on the same bus with the main vocals. So the only thing I did here was to use this the Lala compressor just to I used it more like a limiter. The only thing I did here was to play with the peak reduction and then switched it to limiter instead of compressor. So that's the only thing I did here. So I'm gonna play with and without.
I was 16, yo, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balekile Kaya and that she wasn't easy. After like a week, yeah, Gashanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple queens, yo.
So yeah, that's what this plugin is doing right here. And then we added like reverb, a lot of reverb, and then we added a lot of reverb. So I used the reverb, and then the reverb type is on hole 1. Then the weight or try it's on 30.3. Then I had to play around with the EQ. So this is how it sounds like with and without.
I was 16, yeah, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balekile Kaya and that she wasn't easy. After like a week, yeah, Gashanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean. After going embarrassed to look for a deal, choose but refused. Dang the tolang it deal. Came back home broke, prodigal son of course. Feel like Michael Jackson. I'm dancing with my.
So that's how it sounds with the reverb. And then for the main vocal, I also added a reverb here. So I added the reverb as a send. So we just use the default reverb that comes with Ableton Live. So with the reverb, this is how it sounds.
I was 16, yeah, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balekile Kaya and that she wasn't easy. After like a week, yeah, Gashanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean. After going embarrassed to look for a deal.
So that's how it sounds with the reverb. And then the last plugin that I have the edge delay. I have the last plugin that I have is the edge delay. So I use the edge delay on the backing vocals. So this is how it sounds with and without.
I was 16, yeah, sleeping on the streets. For real. Balekile Kaya and that she wasn't easy. After like a week, yeah, Gashanga lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean. After going embarrassed to look for a deal, choose but refused. Dang the tolang it deal. Came back home broke, prodigal son of course. Feel like Michael Jackson. I'm dancing with my demons. Always make a comeback, just like my own blisters. But I put a smile there. Joker be my leader. Nobody can understand, but any damn Richard. Call me whatever you can. It doesn't move me now, bro.
So with the reverb, I have it set on ping pong, and then I played around with the low pass and the high pass, and then analog is off, feedback just reduced it a bit, and then yeah, that's all. So let's just play everything with the beat and hear how it sounds like. Let's bring the beat back. So
I was 16, sleeping on the streets. Balekile khaya and that shit wasn't easy. After like a week, ngahlangana lo Eric. Hustled in the streets, but nah, I didn't steal. I made a couple greens, started smoking weed, started sipping lean. After going and embarrassed to look for a deal. Choose but refused, and it's all I need you. Came back home broke, prodigal son of course. Feel like Michael Jackson, I'm dancing with my demons. Always make a comeback, just like my own blisters. But I put a smile there, Joker be my leader. Nobody can understand by any damn widget. Call me whatever you can, it doesn't move me now, bro. I be called a street kid and lose, I feel like sorrow. I know I'ma die rich, I don't care how I'll die though. Stuck in the abyss like Dax, I know it is my fault.
So that's it for today's video. If you guys have any requests in terms of any videos that you would like me to cover, whether it's compression, how to compress, reverb, EQ, any kind of videos, you guys can let me know in the comment section. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and also share. I'll see you on the next one.